Everybody still here. Daily Market Pulse for Thursday, May 29, 2014. So new highs on the S&P. Lower volume, however, on this way up, interestingly enough, but that's okay. They already had to follow through. Sometimes it gets a little quiet when they consolidate a little bit, so there's nothing wrong with that. So things are still up, still looking like they should and could still go up. So we're fine with that for now. So let's take a look. We have the Dow Jones. This should be something more like that, green. After a little bit of a pause yesterday, another high compared to the last several days. Not quite the ultimate high beyond 16.8 just yet, but still approaching that very quickly. After coming off the 50, it is overbought, but still looking good and strong with the Bollinger Bands opening. No problem there. S&P, as I just mentioned, hits a new all-time high. Fairly robust. It has a rising window Wednesday, sideways yesterday with a little bit of a profit taking, and then pushed higher again into 1920 practically with plenty of room in the overall channel here going higher. You see that just went sideways and sideways and sideways, almost 3 months worth except for that one correction we had back in April, and then boom, we go higher. Interestingly enough, it's not your usual and typical market that we used to be accustomed to years ago. NASDAQ didn't look anything like this, much weaker, came down the channel, went sideways across 4,000, 4,100, broke free Wednesday once again into 4,250, room still to 4,285 and then 4,350 on the upside, so there's plenty of room, but right now the market uptrend is resumed based on the NASDAQ's breakout on Wednesday. Overbought here as well, so we know we're going to hit resistance here soon enough. I'm going to venture to guess it's now to 4,285 before we get a little bit of a pullback toward the window at 4,200. TSX still kind of pulling back, but you see the lower shadows the last couple of days. It's looking like to settle down and support at 14,500. I'm looking for a bounce from this level in the 50-day moving average to go back up toward 15,000 as the next target. We can take a look at the DAX. Why not? DAX looking strong several days, sideways now. Today with a little doji formation, so a little bit of a pause after a breakout above 9,800. Looks good, looks strong. US dollar, Canadian dollar continues to kind of go sideways in this little range, 108.50 to 109 above. Nothing major there. The euro, on the other hand, lower below the support area of 136.50 and the 200-day moving average as well, attempting some kind of reversal here, but nothing in terms of any kind of solid footing or traction. Treasuries, after breaking out into 138, hit 139 and then reversed after hitting the target of 139. So looking for possibly sideways to maybe lower here, but certainly 138 would be a reasonable place for initial place for target and support. We'll see how they react from there. As we look at the yen was actually showing signs of breakout. You see the upper shadow came off the 50, essentially reversed higher, looking for still room to the upside near 99 or higher still. Gold hit 1280, dropped below 1280, and continued for 2 more consecutive days. That's yesterday's candle there you see at the very end. There's still another little red candle that goes below that one with a new low, heading toward 1220 or 1200 on the downside. And silver, on the other hand, is actually holding. It made a new low below 19, but it reversed right back toward its support area. There you see that last candle is in fact today, so you see that lower shadow. So it seems to be holding, or at least attempting to hold support here. So I'm going to guess and venture that this is going to hold and bounce at least toward 1950 at a minimum. Let's take a look at crude, because crude had a great day on earlier in this week. And then started to fade. Had a great day on the 21st, another great day on the 23rd, faded off yesterday, and then today holding at the 8 moving average reasonably well, looking for possible move back toward 1450 or higher at this point. And then we look at small caps, something that might be worth it. That's the risk on. Looks a lot like the NASDAQ, rising window into the 50, 2 days of sideways above the window. Looks good, looks strong, still move into 116 and 117.50, even 118 for that matter, as high as 120. So all that on the right side is looking good. The 8 rising above the 220 currently now. Look for the possible more sideways, the window holding, and if there's anything higher, then the pause will be at the next pivot area, letting the 20 and the 200, at least the 20, start catching up toward the 50 and looking for a crossover at some point there. The VIX is just literally settled here, very quiet, going sideways, choppy, just below 12 and pretty much right at 1150 for the time being, which is a common error for just to sit while the markets remain bullish before there's any kind of choppiness back and forth with pullbacks, etc., etc.